It's not a Modakeke thing. It's distinguished gentlemen of the press, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this press briefing. This is supposed to be the report of Q1 2024. Unfortunately, we've had a number of things that has preoccupied us the beginning of April. Traditionally, we want to do it within the first 10 days, but we have been also very actively involved in hosting two international events, the Donor Conference and the African Volleyball Conference. I want to start by expressing sincere gratitude to all of you by joining us. The first quarter of the year has seen our officers working tirelessly at borders and ports across the nation. I'm therefore proud to report that we have indeed made progress on a number of fronts, from increasing revenue collections to interception of dangerous shipments. The numbers that we are going to be releasing today show concrete results from the reforms initiated under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration and the supervision of the Honorable Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Olawale Edun's leadership. Let me emphasize that every statistics that we are sharing today represents the hard work of our customs officers, those who are involved in stopping illegal goods at our borders, those who are enabling lawful trade and securing vital government revenue. While we have achieved significant successes in these quarters, in the first quarter, we have also encountered challenges that have provided valuable lessons for us going forward. I want to be very clear about our approach. We believe the public has a right to know how customs is performing, and this is why we are here, to give you the facts, to answer questions, and hopefully to maintain the trust that Nigerians have placed in our institutions. So with that, let me now turn into some of the key achievements, starting from revenue generation. And I'm pleased to report the services revenue collection for the first quarter 2025 totaled 1,751,502,252,298 naira 5 kobo. Against our annual targets, which is 6.58 trillion, the first quarter's proportional benchmark stood at 1,645 billion naira. I'm therefore proud to announce that we have exceeded this quarter by 106.5 billion naira. This is achieving 106.47% of our quarterly projection. This outstanding performance represents a substantial 29.96% increase compared to the same period last year, when we collected 1.347 trillion naira. When we do this analysis month by month, it reveals even more encouraging details of this growth trajectory. January collection was 647 billion, not only surpassed the monthly target of 548 billion, but also show a remarkable 65.77% year-on-year growth. That is when we compare it with January 2024. February's figure was 540 billion, exceeding target by 1.3%, while achieving 19.97% growth over 2024 figures. In March, we maintained this positive trend with 563.5 billion, delivering 2.7% above the target and 11.2% improvements over March 2024. These results substantiate our effective measures to curb revenue losses while streamlining compliant trade. The 29.96% annual increase and steady monthly collections confirm our strategies are working. We will maintain this momentum through rigorous enforcement and strengthened partnerships. On the anti-smuggling and enforcement front, We maintained robust anti-smuggling operations during the first quarter of 2025, recording a total of 298 seizures with a duty paid value of 7,698,557,347 naira 67 kobo. This represents 78.41% increase compared to the 4,315,162,568 naira recorded in the last quarter of 2024, demonstrating heightened operational effectiveness. However, when we compare this to the first quarter of 2024, whose figures stood at 9.5 billion, the service observed a reduction of 19.7% in duty paid value, which could be attributed to improved compliance through sustained stakeholder engagement and the deterrent effect of our enforcement activities. In terms of the items that have been prevalent in our seizure list, rice remained the most prevalent seized commodity, with 159 cases of seizures involving 135,477 bags valued at 939,309,698 naira. Following closely is petroleum products with 61 seizures totaling 65.819 liters. Of particular notes were 22 narcotics interception valued at 730,748 naira 748,173 naira, reflecting our intensified focus on combating drug trafficking. The service also recorded 3 high-valued wildlife product seizures with a remarkable 5.653 billion duty paid value, underscoring both the lucrative nature of this illegal trade and our commitment to environmental protection under international convention. When we look at the comparison of these figures, the value of the wildlife products is the highest in the first quarter. Other notable seizures include textile fabrics, 13 cases, retreaded tires, 5 cases, pharmaceutical, 1 case, all totaling 17.1 billion naira. All these seizures highlight several strategic priorities that we have pursued. The first is that our continued emphasis on interception of high-volume items like rice and petroleum products through enhanced border surveillance is yielding positive results. 2, specialized operations targeting high-value wildlife trafficking, which helps us to build on existing collaboration with UNODC and other international partners, and sustain effort focus on dangerous narcotics and pharmaceutical smuggling. The last but not the least highlight is the implementation of advanced non-intrusive inspection technology to improve detection rates has been incorporated into our operations. From rice to wildlife, these seizures shows our targeted approach. While these results indicate progress in curbing smuggling activities, the service recognizes the evolving nature of illicit trade. We remain committed to refining our enforcement strategies through intelligence-led operations, technological advancements, and strengthened interagency cooperation to protect national revenue and security. Let's now examine the result of our third mandate, which is trade facilitation. This remains a core focus of our operation as we continue to strive to balance our revenue collection and enforcement responsibilities with the need to promote legitimate international trade. During the first quarter of this year, we processed a total of 327,928 single goods declarations for imports, handling goods with a total volume of 1.610,640,283.33 kilogram, and a cost value of 14,807,960,201 naira. These figures represent 5.2% increase in the number of import transactions when we compare it to the figures that we processed in 2024, reflecting a growing confidence in our trade facilitation measure. The significant 40.14 increase in the mass of imports processed from the 3 trillion to 4 trillion in 2025 demonstrates robust growth in import volumes, while the 22.72 increase in the value from 11 trillion in Q1 2024 indicates a significant shift towards goods that have high value. And in terms of trade, we not only look at import, we must also look at the performance in exports. In the first quarter of 2025, the service processed 8,153 export shipments, that is declarations, representing 6.4% increase from the figure of the last quarter of 2024, and the figure then was 8,710 SGD. But there was a decline of 24.4% from the first quarter of 2024. Despite the fewer number of transactions, the volume of exports reached 5.03 billion kilograms, which is a 10% reduction from Q4 2024, but a remarkable 348 increase from the first quarter of 2021 figure, which stood at 1.12 billion kilograms. The value stood at 2.51 trillion, showing a 19% increase from the last quarter's 18.07 trillion, while remaining stable compared to the first quarter of 2024's 21.58 trillion. This data for exports clearly suggestive of Nigeria's accelerating shift towards bulk commodity exports, with significantly larger shipments being processed through fewer export transactions, while maintaining consistent total export value. And both of these are reflecting the changing trade patterns and improved processing efficiency in our export system. The total trade value handled by customs amounted to 36.3 trillion, demonstrating Nigeria's substantial participation in international trade despite the global economic challenges. This performance reflects our growing commitment to implementing trade facilitation measures that enhance our competitiveness in the global market. Let's now talk about some key initiatives, most of them in the area of trade facilitation. During the first quarter, the service achieved several significant milestones in our modernizations and institutional development agenda. These achievements align with our strategic objectives and contribute to our overall mandates. And the major ones are: one, the Bodogu platform expansion. During the quarter, we continued the rollout of our indigenously developed customs clearance platform, Bodogu, expanding its operation to additional customs formations across the country. This expansion has enhanced operational efficiency and improved service delivery to our stakeholders. Two, the Authorized Economic Operator AEO program. On 14th of February 2025, we officially launched the Authorized Economic Operators Program, AEO, a World Customs Organization endorsed initiative that recognizes businesses with strong compliance record and security standards. This program provides benefits such as expedited clearance, reduced inspections, and enhanced predictability in customs procedures for those operators that meet the eligibility criteria. And third is the launch of our corporate social responsibility program. During the quarter, we witnessed the official launch of our comprehensive corporate social responsibility program tagged Customs Cares on 20th of March 2025 at Government Secondary School, Wuse Zone 3, Abuja. This program is directly supporting presidential priorities and UN Sustainable Development Goals. The program's 6 pillars of education, health, environment, food security, social investment, and support for creative economy were activated with 2,000 students receiving 10,000 notebooks, 2,000 school bags, and 4,000 pens, while the school benefited from CCTV security system and solar-powered lighting. A concurrent medical outreach served 1,000 community members with basic health care and anti-malaria nets, demonstrating immediate impact. The historic launch was attended by the Honorable Ministers of Finance, Education and Youth Development, alongside national and international development partners, marking our commitment to nationwide social investment. With the activities now expanding across all the 6 geopolitical zones, Customs Cares represents a structured, scalable approach to community development, transforming corporate social responsibility into tangible improvements in education and infrastructure, healthcare access, and environmental sustainability. The last of this initiative is the support for government food security initiatives. In line with federal government efforts to address food security challenges, the service implemented exemptions on import of essential food items like maize, rice, and sorghum. The duty exemptions on food imports have contributed to recent food price reductions, with effects seen both immediately and over a period of time. The first quarter 2025 waivers on maize, for instance, was 45.23 billion naira. Rice was 751.6 million, and sorghum was 202.3 billion. And this also contributed to lowering prices by between 12 to 18% this year. At the same time, the larger exemptions from 2024 on rice, which stood at 45.9 billion naira, and wheat, 2.8 billion, are now showing their full effect after taking time to work through the supply chain. This combination of current and past exemptions help to explain the steady improvement in food affordability across Nigeria's geopolitical zone. The 2024 measures initially faced some delays in reaching markets, but eventually increased supplies, while the 2025 waivers provided additional support. Together, these policies have helped to stabilize prices by improving availability at different times, showing can positively influence food costs both in the short and over a longer period of time. The NBS price data reflects this pattern, where the benefit of duty relief emerged gradually, but had up to make food more affordable and accessible to Nigerians. The results that we have gotten speak louder than plans. Faster clearances through Bodogu, trusted traders in the AU program, and measurable food prices relief from our exemptions. We will keep scaling on what works. In spite of all of this, we have some challenges. The most important that we still face is the exchange rate volatility, which continue to affect trade patterns and customs valuation. During this quarter, the first quarter of 2025, we recorded 62 changes in the exchange rate, ranging from a minimum of 1,477.72 to a maximum of 1,569.53 per dollar, with an average rate of 1,521.59 naira. This volatility, though slightly moderated compared to the previous quarter, 2024, which saw rates as high as 1.6, continue to create uncertainty for traders and affects the predictability of import costs. We will continue to work closely with the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and the Federal Ministry of Finance to implement measures aimed at stabilizing the exchange rate for import transactions. Another significant challenge was the implementation and subsequent suspension of the Financial Customs Service Operations, also known as the 4% FOB. This development created temporary operational adjustments for both the service and our stakeholders. We will continue our consultations with our stakeholders to ensure that we sustain and reintroduce the suspended 4% FOB. We also faced uncertainty regarding the 14% reciprocal tariff imposed on Nigerian exports by the United States of America. This development has potential implications for our export trade, and it requires strategic, diplomatic, and policy responses. I can assure you that on both fronts, efforts are ongoing to have engagements with authorities of the United States. And finally, non-compliance, particularly in the form of smuggling, remains a persistent challenge despite our enhanced enforcement efforts. We will continue to adapt our strategies to combat increasingly sophisticated smuggling networks, leveraging technology and intelligence-led operations to tackle these threats to our economy and our national security. As we look ahead to the remaining part of 2025, our strategic focus will center on two key areas. We will continue our customs modernization, and we will accelerate the aggressive approach of service processes and procedures through the launch of innovative solutions designed to enhance stakeholder experience. This includes further expansion of our Bodogu platform, implementation of advanced risk management system, and integration of emerging technologies into our operations. And the second plan of that strategy would be enhancement of service delivery. We will remain committed to delivering quality services to all our stakeholders with emphasis on efficiency, transparency, and professionalism. This commitment will guide our resource development initiatives, procedural reforms, and stakeholder engagement strategies. These strategic priorities align with our long-term vision of becoming a fully modernized customs administration that facilitates legitimate trade while effectively securing the nation's borders and optimizing revenue collection for national development. Before I sound boring, let me try to conclude. I want to summarize where we stand after the first quarter. After the first quarter, 1.75 trillion naira, despite economic headwinds. We have intercepted 7.7 billion naira worth of smuggled goods, and we have rolled out practical solutions like the Bodogu platforms and the authorized economic programs. The numbers that we have shown previously indicate that we are delivering on our mandates. I want to express my profound gratitude to officers and men of the Nigerian Customs Service for their dedication, professionalism, and hard work. Their commitments continue to drive our achievements and reinforce our position as a critical institution in Nigeria's economic and security architecture. We also want to acknowledge the support of the federal government, particularly that of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and the Honorable Member of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Olawale Edu, as well as members of the Nigeria Customs Service Board for their guidance and the creation of the enabling environment that has facilitated our operations. To all our stakeholders, the trading community, partner government agencies, and other international partners, we must appreciate their cooperation and constructive engagement in the course of the quarter. We remain committed to fostering relationship that we have with them as we work together to advance our trade interests and economic development. Finally, I also want to thank members of the press for your continued support in communicating our activities to the public. Your role in promoting understanding of customs operations is invaluable as we look forward to your continued partnership during the year. Thank you for your attention. May God bless Nigeria Customs Service. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.